Hello, Ugly Mug fans. Today I am here with some of the most amazing ladies in our community. I hope if you don't know them that you will at some point get to know them. If you are a parent of a child 5 or younger, you need to know them. They are the ladies at Reckon, Rapides Early Childhood Network. And I thought it would be super cool today if I got to chat with them and get their advice and tips and tricks for how to deal with your kids at home right now. Personally, I don't really have to do that. I do have 2 dogs, but it's a lot easier than dealing with 4-year-olds. So I wanted to get their advice, and I've already chatted with them just a little bit before I hit record, and they have some super cool tips. So ladies, talk to me a little bit about your ideas on what parents should be doing right now with their children at home, and what they should not be doing.
I just think that the best thing parents can do right now to quote homeschool is to play with their kids, go outside and talk, have conversations, go for a walk and talk while you're walking, talk about what you see and ride bikes together, whatever it is. Just put your phones down and talk to your kids and play with them.
Yeah, for sure. Anyone else?
I agree. I've always felt like that to be a parent and work with young children, it's very frustrating if you're trying to teach them skills using worksheets or other things that they're just not interested in. So it needs to be something that engages them. And so the 2 things I've always thought about, the things that you should do with your child is talk, and read. Doing just those 2 things will help them to become more engaged. It's going to be personal to them. Yes, they've got to learn how to write their name, but and know numbers and alphabet letters. But if they need to work on writing their name, take some sidewalk chalk and go outside and let them use a sidewalk chalk to write their name.
Yeah.
You can look at so many skills by reading a book and talking about what the book's about and what it means and picking out words and all the different kinds of ways in which you can do acting it out. Children love acting out. And those are ways in which you keep them engaged, because play is a child's work. And that is a quote that I have used for years. Play is a child's work. And when they're playing, they are learning, and we may not think they are, but that is the best way that they are stretching their little minds and just learning the things that are important to them.
Yeah, definitely. Patty Joe, I know you had mentioned something earlier that I really liked.
Well, and just building on what these ladies have said, play a game. And I know that many parents think, that it's not meaningful and maybe you don't have time because you need to be working. But think about the learning that's taking place while you're playing these games. For instance, the game Trouble. Most people have that around their house. The game version, not the other Trouble. And so when you're playing the game and they're identifying numbers, oh, you got a 5 and you have to move 5 spaces. And so this is really, like Cindy just said, this is hands-on learning. It's so much more meaningful. And you're not going to have that struggle of sit down, do this worksheet. You've got to write your numbers 1 to 5 when they're really going to be learning. And again, what Krista said, you're building that family relationship and you're building memories that are going to last forever. So get out the games, play some hopscotch, do some old-fashioned things that we've really kind of put to the side. It's time to get back to the basics.
Yeah, for sure. I actually have a question for Krista, and she doesn't know I'm going to ask this, but we're Facebook friends, and I see that her daughter, I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how old she is, but she is like a really avid reader, which I know that is something that some kids just kind of naturally pick up as a hobby or something like that. But has there been anything that you've done that you've seen to maybe foster that love of reading in her? Or was that kind of just all on her own?
Oh, no, it wasn't on her own. I don't know that, that's the thing, but I think parents reading to their children in utero, like I did. I don't know that everybody thinks that's something you should do, but I really believe. She benefited from me reading to my class every day because I was teaching in the classroom, so she got to hear it too. But reading to her, I mean, from the days that she was in the NICU all the way to, even now, she still wants me to read to her, even though she can read Harry Potter. It's just, they like to hear that. And I think, just teaching children love for books, how to care for books, what we do with books, and and also modeling that. Kevin and I both read too, so we just I think that really helps a child in every aspect of life just to read. So yeah, definitely at a young age, I read to her all the time.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I grew up with 3 older brothers, and my mom still reads, maybe not as much as when we were kids, but she read a lot, and we kind of all took on that interest in reading. And we would go as a family to the library, which is sad. We can't really do that right now, but in the future. But we would go to the library, and she would have to set us personal limits. Like, you can each only check out 10 books. That's all you have. So choose your best 10 and then meet me at the front. So then, we all like sit in a corner and we like read 3 and then we check out another 10. But I think that is definitely some good advice for parents. Does anyone else have any tips or anything they would like to share before we go?
I'll just say real quick, I heard a parent talking about last week one fun learning activity they've been doing, counting out a certain number of Legos and then seeing what you can build with that number. So you got learning in there, and you got lots of fun going on and great engagement.
Yeah, that's a super cool idea. I like that. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will let y'all give a short little plug. I know we were just chatting about how parents can be registering their children right now for public preschool. So Cindy, do you want to chime in on that at all?
Sure. So we had on-site registration March 9th through the 13th, and then the schools were closed that afternoon, and we haven't been back and will not be going back, but we are still registering for preschool, so for pre-K. So if you missed it and you are interested, we're going to, you can send us your information through our website page or through Facebook. And if we're going to let you fill out some information, and then we will get back with you, because we want to register every child that we can that wants public pre-K this spring, so that we have those slots filled by the end of June.
Perfect. Yeah. So if there are any parents out there watching with children they would like to register, if you have not already, for public pre-K, just go to the Reckon Facebook page. I will have it tagged in the comments or the description somewhere here. And just shoot them a message, and we will be sure that they have that info and they will be able to contact you again later. But I think that's all we have today. Thank you so much to everyone tuning in. Thank you to all of these beautiful ladies for giving us some tips and tricks for how to deal with your kids at home. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. See ya.
Bye.